Hello, dear students. Welcome to this new class. This is Entrepreneurship 3. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. Let's start. Remember that you can download this information on your computer and save it on your files, so you can read it, you can watch it whenever you need to. Today, we're going to remember two things that we already learned a year ago, and it is investigation techniques and targeting. Especially investigation techniques, you had some presentations and some projects that you did really good. So you're going to remember this really easily, but because we are working on business plan and this is going to be part of a business plan, we really need to remember and then to choose the best investigation technique we are going to use with our projects, okay? And targeting, it's something that we need to emphasize a little bit this year. Well, let's start with investigation techniques. Do you remember what they are? If not, this is the answer. What are investigation techniques? Well, they are different ways to get information from the market. That's it. So you probably remember this very important information. Use the most accurate technique according to the market. Each market is unique and different, so know your market first and then choose the best one. Okay, so remember that when we're talking about markets or group of people, possible clients, we're talking about an investigation according to that market. So it is, if we are talking about, for example, soccer shoes, probably those shoes are going to be better sold in a market full of men, probably. If we are talking about maybe makeup or maybe some skin products, we're talking about more about women. Maybe. That's something that we're going to find out during investigations, and we're going to be surprised of the answers. If we're talking about toys, let's say cars or Barbies or balls or all kind of toys, probably, you know, the market is going to be full of children. So the investigation you need to use with children must be different than the investigation that you're going to use with adults, with people maybe from South America, from North America, maybe with young people or old people. But next class, we're going to talk about this more specific. So there are two ways to analyze the market or to study the market. It might happen that you have a product right now or you have an idea. So you have the product and then you look for the market to sell that product. So you say, let's say that you have, you are making some food. You want to sell some food to people, maybe on Sundays. So you start looking for the market, looking for the possible clients who can buy that product that you have, product or service. Or the opposite, maybe you see a group of people that they need something, they want something, so you create the product. You see, we have these two ways to find out which technique to use to analyze the market. I'm going to repeat this. So you already have the product or the service, and then you look for the market. So you look for the possible clients and you try to sell it to people. Or you already know a group of people who want something and you create a product for this. The one we're going to work this year is this. Product looking for a market. Why? Remember that you're working on business plan. And when we start talking about business plan, I ask you to prepare something that you like, something that you know for a business plan. So that's your product. Some of the students had a service, other students have products. In both cases, you need a market. In both cases, you need to find people who are going to buy your product. So what do you have to do? Choose the ideal client profile. About client profile, we're going to talk about next week. So don't worry too much about that yet. This is only a review to remember this information. And next class, we're going to be more specific about that. Okay? So these are the possible investigation techniques you might use this year. You probably remember most of them or all of them. Again, in future classes, I'm going to review all of these techniques. So don't worry too much right now. This is only warming up the information that you already know. So reading together, we have these investigation techniques. Service, you can see in the picture somehow what it is. Interviews, focus group, observation, product testing, and mystery shoppers. So I'm pretty sure that last year we studied at least 4 or 5 of these. Don't worry, I'm going to explain about this in the future. Okay? Just to review a little bit about client profile, a little bit because I'm going to be more specific next class, let's see what this is. So a client profile is a summary of a specific customer type that is based on available statistical information. Remember that when we talk about the statistical information, we're talking about numbers. We're talking about average, we're talking about most of people, etc. What you must consider when analyzing a client profile? That's easy. Gender, if your possible client is going to be a man or a woman. Age, if they are teens, adults, children, people between this and this age, etc. Location. Okay, location. Like if it's going to be something small like in your neighborhood or maybe in your town or country or all around the world. This is the place. Culture. This is the knowledge, the habits, the likes of the market. Beliefs. Maybe about the religion, politics, etc. Traditions. What are the traditions in your society or in the society you want to sell the product, or family, etc. I mean family traditions. Incomes, the money that these people make, if it's an average, maybe under the average or above the average. So we're talking about how much people might pay for the product you have. Well, this is just a general view of what to consider when creating a client profile, but again, we're going to talk about this later, so don't worry too much, not yet. Other things to consider when talking about client profile is like, who are they? I mean, who are my clients? Again, men, women, etc. Where do they live? Location. They live in Guayaquil, they live in other town, they live in Ecuador, or maybe they live in other countries, etc. What do they do for fun? So maybe culture or traditions. What are their demographics? So where do they live and what they do? How they are distributed around the place? Like how many people lives in Guayaquil, how many people lives in Duran, etc. What do they read or watch? So maybe their education, their beliefs, their culture, their likes. What is important to them? You know, what do they need, what they consider important? Because remember, just now in your house, just think about your house. Does it happen to you that something is really important to you, but your parents don't pay too much attention? Or the opposite? There is something really important for your parents and you consider that it's not important? It's because the age, it's because the circumstances, it's because of different responsibilities. So according to the market, according to the age, some things are more important for a group of people than for others. And question number 7, it's what keeps them up at night. So in other words, is what's the passion of these people? What drives them crazy? What is something that they really like, something they really love? Okay, so this is connected to this, to client profile. Some questions that you might consider when analyzing the market. I mean, I'm not telling you have to answer all of these questions. No, because this is just another way to analyze or to review this information. I prefer like this in my case, but it's because I'm more like yes, no, black, white, so gender, man, woman, things like that. It's like more, it's because the way I work. Probably you work better with questions like this. That's up to you. Don't worry. It's pretty much the same. Okay, with that, we finished the general review about investigation techniques. And now we're going to review or to remember or to know about targeting, about target. So first of all, I want you to pay attention on this drawing here, on this drawing. You have an arrow, you have a center here. So this is called a target. So when you see in the movies that someone is throwing an arrow with an arc, those people are pointing to a target. What about if in the same movie someone is throwing an arrow to other person on the back? Well, that other person or the back of that other person is the target. So in other words, target is the center of your attention. And here we have some people around because when talking about targeting in marketing, we are talking about the group of people that you want to focus your product. I'm going back to this presentation here. Here, we're talking about product and market. We're looking for a market. We're pointing to a market. So looking for a target market. This, the ideal client, that's your target. So here, on this other picture, as you can see in the world, there are thousands, if not millions, of unique individuals. You are a unique person. I am a unique person. Your best friend is a unique person. Your mom is a unique person. Everybody is different, but according to some characteristics, you can classify people into groups. People that like some things more than others, or people that need or use some things more than other group of people. Like in this picture here, we can see this woman is like really happy because probably there is a commercial or probably there is a product that she thinks and she believes and she feels was created just for her. Because it's someone, whoever created the product, made it for this specific group of people with similar characteristics. Gender, age, location, incomes, traditions, culture, etc. Okay, so to be more specific about my explanation about targeting, we can see here in the picture. Talking about targeting, we're talking about to identify customer groups and then create profiles. So I don't know if you pay a little bit of attention on the clothes of these people here and these people here. You see, they're different group of people. I can't tell you exactly what they are. Of course, it's only a picture. But apparently here, group A, apparently they look like maybe young people. You tell me if I'm wrong or right. But from my point of view, I can tell they are young people, casual, fresh, maybe people relax, happy with themselves. You know, only because of the appearance. I'm talking about only because of the appearance. When you analyze the market, you are going to find out deeper and more important information than the appearance. But so according to their clothes, according to their faces, I can classify these people into group A. So probably I will have a product only for this kind of people. Maybe I can sell them hats because I have 2 of 3 people wearing hats. You see? On the other side, we have group B. You can tell that they probably work for the same place or the same company, maybe. Because of the clothes, they seem similar. Not everybody is young. We have someone with glasses, gray hair. Maybe they live in the same place. We don't know yet. But I can tell that they have a formal job. So probably I have a product only for this kind of people. That is going to be my target group B. So that's targeting, when you point your product to a specific group of people. According to what? According to their characteristics. And then we have group C, or everyone else, which is the people that is not going to be your target at all because they don't have any of the characteristics you need. So, or maybe they have so many characteristics and so big differences from groups A and B that you can't classify them into A or B, so you put them into anyone else. So let's say that our targeting is group B. I'm going to know their age, or maybe not necessarily like a specific age. Maybe I can tell, okay, adults, all adults from 18 to 100 years old. Or maybe I can tell like, okay, maybe from 25 to 70 years old, if I want to be like more specific. Or maybe from 40 to 60. It depends on your product. Remember that. You already have your product. The project that you're doing on your business plan, even if it's a service or a good, is your product. So we can say, this product, apparently, whatever it is, it's for men and women. We have a woman here, we have 2 men. So yeah, the age probably between people from their 20s to their 60s or 70s. We don't know. Probably they work in the same company, by the same neighborhood. So that's the location. And maybe because they work on in the same place, probably their salaries are pretty much the same. So let's say that they have like an average incomes. And then you have, finally, after you have your analysis and after you know your market or your possible clients, then you can take the right decisions. Then you can start working on your marketing and sales strategies. Because remember that when you want to sell a product, when you want to sell something, the marketing you're going to use and the strategies of sales that you're going to use, they should be according to the market. So once you know the market, you can decide what type of publicity you can use, what type of sales strategies you can use, how you're going to use marketing, when, if it's better during the morning, in the afternoon, talking about publicities, right? if these people buy online. So probably the location is not even on a place, it's online. And that's what is happening right now. Most of people are buying products online, especially young people like you. You are getting used to buy products, maybe food, using applications like Glovo or others that I don't know. So you are a target for that kind of products. Young people using applications to buy products. Well, that's it for today. As I told you in the beginning, this was just a short review about investigation techniques and targeting. Next class, we're going to be more specific and we're going to work on the client profile of your own product. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm very happy you're working hard on your projects. I've seen very wonderful projects. So have a good day. See you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.